John Maynard Keynes said, "The difficulty lies not in developing new ideas, as in escaping from old ones." In the beauty community on YouTube, that carries unique significance. Although I may be preening my feathers prematurely, I feel like I had an original-ish idea for content for my channel. If you're interested in what that might be, please do stick around. Hello, my name is Mary, and this YouTube channel is how I am documenting my no-buy year. It is the end of a long day. The purpose of this video is I thought of an interesting idea as I've been reflecting on my cosmetic collection over the past 4 months. We have made it through 4 months of my no-buy year. That fact alone is fairly amazing to me, and yet I get so caught up in the daily grind that I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it. I was looking at my collection and thought, there are so many items in my collection that actually I consider part of my identity, but they were not random purchases, nor were they purchases where I was browsing YouTube content and was inspired by somebody else's theater of identity and decided to take a risk on it. Now, I have come across multiple successful products that way. It is an extraordinary value that YouTube creators offer to all of us. And I have some favorite content creators. I have my favorites who oftentimes have very similar skin, if not similar skin concerns, who have similar skin tones. I certainly have found my favorites who have a vibe, a personality, a persona that I just adore on YouTube. But what I would like to feature in today's video are those items that I sampled a large enough sample size to absolutely become infatuated with a product, know that it was a product that aligned completely with my identity, with my vision of with my fantasy self, and products where after using the sample over the course of a week or so, I confirmed that they had a special place in my collection. And I went on and purchased a full-size product after that extensive wear testing of the sample size product. The items that I'm going to cover run from cosmetics to skincare to fragrance. Fragrance seems disproportionately large in comparison to the other categories. And I just wanted to share some of the sample size products and some of my thoughts about them and why they are especially well suited to my identity, to who I am, to who I think I am, to how I perceive myself, to how I hope others perceive me. First on my list is a luxury lip gloss item, the Clé de Peau Radiant Lip Gloss, and I received a bubble pack of 4 shades: Rose Quartz, Charm, Dreamstone, and Stardust. I'm so impressed that I did that without my glasses. The shade I fell in love with is this mauvey, not sure how you pronounce that, mauvey flesh tone, which is called Charm. And I absolutely adore this lip gloss. Now, it is spendy. It is $38. I went ahead and wrestled with the decision, and I am very pleased that I did, although I'm happy with just one in my collection. I don't need multiple colors. I'm happy with the color payoff. My first note is on the applicator itself. It's kind of a smushed, flame-like doe foot applicator, and it allows you to really carve out in one stroke the shape of your lips. Now, for me, I typically line first and then go in with a gloss, so I really appreciate that level of control it gives me, especially when I'm trying to faux plump my upper lip. It is not at all sticky. It is a dewy, moisturizing formula that I adore. The color payoff is good, and I enjoy how it lasts on my lips. It has no fragrance, no taste, and it is not sticky. This is the lip gloss right here. Next on my list is also a lip product. It is the Laura Mercier Extreme Velour Matte Lipstick, and the sample size that you don't see, and actually I have not opened any of these other color stories, and I have owned this sample pack for probably 8 months. I do intend to dip into these sample packs because it's a true matte lip product. I likely will not purchase any more, but this fills a unique true matte look in my collection. I enjoy it, especially in the spring. It is a bubblegum pigmented pink, one swipe color. The Laura Mercier is in the shade Ruthless, which for a true matte lipstick, I actually don't mind. I don't find it drying. It covers in one stroke. It is a lovely springtime color for me. Kind of certainly more bubblegum pink than I consider myself when I think of my personality, but it works. I feel it works. It's outside of my box, but not outside my country, not outside my comfort zone. According to Nordstrom, it is a seductive ultra matte lipstick that delivers intense single stroke coverage and long-lasting creamy comfort. I fully endorse their analysis of that product. It is definitely single stroke coverage. It is very comfortable. I truly, truly, truly enjoy it, and it works in interesting ways as a layering lip product. Either over a pencil, you can shift the tone a little bit. You can also shift the tone slightly with a colored gloss over the top. Me, but a slightly more fantasy version of myself. Foundation, I have two that I will discuss. One is no longer in this formulation. I did not know they were changing the formulation when I picked up the sample size at my local Belk store. I do live in a community with one department store. It's Belk. Belk, I believe, is North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina based. And Belk is convenient because I can pick up sample sizes of kind of that mid-tier, higher than drugstore quality cosmetic product, such as Estee Lauder, Lancome, Clinique. I can hit all those basics locally. The store is probably 7 minutes from here. I live very close to the golf resort in Pinehurst. So we have one department store covered, and it is very convenient if you're shopping for foundations to be able to actually test over the course of a week or longer how that foundation actually behaves on your skin. This is the old formula of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light in the shade 2. I love the formula. I love the wear. However, when I finished the sample size, they had discontinued this product and replaced it with a new formulation. And I enjoyed this formulation. The stars aligned for me, and I was able to pick up this tube plus 2 backups for half price. And I thought that was a reasonable investment for me. I'm that committed to this old formula of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. Also, in terms of foundation, I have the traditional Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 1 and 2. This is a lovely shade match. I adore it. After Michelle Wong did a video where she was comparing the new Tom Ford emotion proof eye color pots. It's a potted product, and she did a little digging and discovered that it was virtually the same ingredient list as the MAC paint pots. She did a little more digging and realized that both companies are owned by the same parent company. In this case, I did a wear test of the Estee Lauder Double Wear, I'll link it up in the cards, alongside a half face comparison over the course of 2 days alongside the Lumiere Fluid foundation, the one that's $120 odd an ounce, and for all purposes, this is the better product for me across the board. Now, I'm not saying they're completely identical, but of the top 5 ingredients, in other words, the top 5 ingredients are those that are in the highest proportion, the highest ratio percentage in the product. Those highest ratio products are nearly identical. They have one where the order is reversed and one where the ingredient is actually different. Not claiming that this is the same foundation as the Lumiere. It has slightly different characteristics. Are those characteristics different enough for me to want to spend an additional $80 on top of this one for the Lumiere? Not at the moment. This is the better choice for me. This is a holy grail. I will link to some channels below where content providers have gone over how to apply this foundation so it's not as cakey as a full coverage foundation might be. I have never found it cakey. I apply my foundations generally with a dampened beauty blender, starting at the middle of my face, just dabbing 4 dots on and spreading it out. And I find this a lovely, lovely skin-like finish that lasts and lasts and lasts. Love that foundation. Next cosmetic product is sort of a hybrid. This is sort of a hybrid Bobbi Brown vitamin enriched face base. I have a very generous sample size that was probably gift with purchase. It is just about done. Very, very heavily fragranced. This to me smells exactly like rose scented geranium. If you have a garden, you'll know exactly what I mean. It is not entirely rose. It's rose with a spice. It's rose with a citrusy note. It is exactly rose scented geranium. I love it. My skin is not hyperreactive to this product, and it resides in that no man's land between that hybrid product. It is both a moisturizer and a primer, and that is generally how I use this product in the winter. Now that I've dramatically changed my skincare routine, I'm curious to see what the impact will be on the wear of my cosmetics and the sort of oiliness of my skin during those hot, humid, southern summer months. The next item on my list is the Lancer Omega Face Oil. This teeny weeny lasted me about 8 months. Now, the way I was using this face oil was very selectively on my crow's feet, the expression lines around my orbital bones. However, I fell in love with it. As soon as I purchased the backup at the end of 2018, I was willing to be more liberal with the product. It was part of some kind of massive 50% off. I did not pay full price, and it is glorious. And it has I will read to you from the Nordstrom site. It is formulated with a 10% ferment complex. It delivers essential hydration, fatty acids, and antioxidants. I actually do enjoy adding fermented products in my skincare routine. I haven't done a dedicated video for that skincare routine, but I am a believer. We ferment our own vegetables. I make yogurt. I do pre-ferments every time I make artisan bread. I am utterly committed to the importance of the fermentation process to human health. It is, in most cases, whether it's cosmetics or the culinary arts, it is that note that takes my enjoyment of the experience, for whatever reason, either skincare or culinary enjoyment, it takes that experience to the next level. And I will try to do a better job of articulating that, but I absolutely adore this product. The way I use it now is 1 to 2 drops in my palm, mixed with whatever moisturizer I'm using. This is the Clinique Moisture Surge 72 hours. I add a drop to this in my daytime moisturizer, and I do not get too oily through the day. I do This afternoon, the AC system in the school where I work is not virile any longer. And I did have to blot my forehead today and my chin. That was it. It does not break down my foundation by adding the oil to my moisturizer. And I absolutely have turned the corner on addressing that serious issue of retin-A peeling. I can't exactly pinpoint which product has helped me turn the corner, but I believe it's the skincare medley that I'm using both morning and evening have completely cured my retin-A peeling. And I'm happy because now I can tolerate using retin-A every evening, and my skin is showing amazing results, so I'm quite happy about that. The oil, if you use it alone, is very fast absorbing. It is completely odorless. It is a lovely face oil. I will not say much about this Clinique 72-hour Moisture Surge moisturizer other than thank you again, Dan, for all of your generosity. The products, sample sizes that you shared with us, I absolutely adore. This is my holy grail daytime moisturizer. We are transitioning to the last category, which is hair care, which flows directly into fragrance. My first exposure to Oribe products was a deluxe sample size set of the shampoo and the conditioner. And so when I saw a larger set of the shampoo, conditioner, and hair oil around the holidays in 2018, I purchased the set. I love the fragrance, and honestly, that's why I purchased the set. It is citrusy and floral. It is my jam. Now, the shampoo I actually do enjoy. It does a very good job of removing buildup. It works quite well with my schedule of shampooing, which for my normal combination skin, I've really enjoyed this year being able to extend the time between my shampoos to 3 days. In other words, I only have to shampoo every third day. I use a dry shampoo in between to soak up any additional oils, but I do feel that it helps my color stay longer, and I just enjoy healthier hair shampooing every 3 days. This I probably will not repurchase, but it was a gateway product for purchasing the eau de parfum. This is the Oribe Côte d'Azur Eau de Parfum. It is not an exact dupe for the hair care products. However, it is a lovely blend of citrus and floral. So I'm reading this off the Nordstrom site. Its top notes are fresh lemon, plum, black currant, Calabrian bergamot, and Sicilian orange. Its middle notes are tuberose, blue cyclamen, white butterfly jasmine. And its base is sandalwood, vetiver, and crisp amber. And all I have to say is I feel that just about every base note for every fragrance that I completely adore, I feel that the base note shares vetiver as one of the ingredients. So I'm going to have to look into that. My first experience with Jo Malone cologne was with a sample product just like this of Wild Bluebell cologne. Now, I sampled it on my pulse points and adored it. And then I put it next to my bedside table and I started to spray it on my pillowcase, and I started to douse myself with it right before bed. It is fresh and perfect for inducing that mesmeric state that happens right before you slip into sleep. This is the perfect anti-anxiety fragrance. This fragrance is truly a magical thing. When I finished the sample size, you would think a wild beast emerged from my dreams and tore apart the vial, but actually it was me. I ripped off the top, I daubed every last breath of that cologne onto my flesh and immediately ordered a full size of that, which I apparently neglected to bring out here. I do have a full size of this. It is about 1/5 done. I love it. When I'm done with the full size, I will rip the packaging apart to get every last breath of that fragrance out as well. Next on my list is, I have 2 perfumes that are the exact, especially when combined, are the exact memory of my childhood summer vacations on the Atlantic coast. These smell like the beach. I'll start with the most beach-like perfume. I purchased a rollerball of the replica Beach Walk. This smells like the best kind of sweet summer sweat mixed with sea salt air and a mixture of the spice of the sun mixed with the spice of sunblock. I love it. Top notes are bergamot, pink peppercorn, lemon. Middle notes are ylang ylang, translucone, heliotrope, and coconut milk. That coconut milk is the suntan lotion note. And the base is musk, cedarwood, and benzoin. First purchased this purse-size rollerball, which I carry in the summer with my other purse-size rollerball, which I will talk about in a moment. Before even using a quarter of this rollerball, I purchased the full size. I love it. I love it. This stays in my medicine cabinet for the mornings. So beachy. And this lives in my purse or my desk drawer for afternoon touch-ups. The fragrance that I absolutely love layering with the replica Beach Walk is the Erin Mediterranean Honeysuckle. I believe this was a points purchase from Sephora, so this I traded points in for the sample. Absolutely fell in love with it. Blended this with my rollerball of the Beach Walk and thought, oh my god, I have to have it. Bought the rollerball and very shortly after committed to the full-size eau de parfum. Now, I believe they do have one larger size, so this is not the largest quantity I could have bought. I was starting to pull back on my purchases by the time I got this. The notes are sweet honeysuckle, absolutely, sparkling grapefruit, Italian bergamot, mandarin oil, lily of the valley, gardenia, jasmine, sambac, absolute. Alright, and again, mixed with the replica Beach Walk, it is my absolute go-to summer scent. Last fragrance in my collection was a Christmas gift. I put it on my list and my very generous husband bought it for me. I had already purchased a trio in the Nordstrom summer anniversary sale of the Diptyque selection, which was Rose, Dauson, and Shadow on the Water. I forget the French for that. The fragrance story is fascinating, and the fragrance story actually does a better job than I could in describing the scent, but I will attempt to do both. It's basically a white floral with exotic spice, and here's the fragrance story from the Nordstrom site. Dauson was inspired by the childhood memories of Yves Cousselin, one of Diptyque's 3 founders. Now, this is a parfumerie in Paris. In this scent, he recalls the sensual scent of tuberoses sprinkled in water that were used as offerings at temples. Now, he grew up in the Far East. Coincidentally, one of my favorite authors, David Mitchell, wrote a novel titled The Thousand Autumns of Jacob Dezot, which has a decidedly magical realism air that seems to be incubated in writers who cross cultural borders. For me, crossing cultural borders, a perfect hybrid, a perfect marriage between East and West, between Western culture and Eastern, is this perfume. It is, top notes are tuberose and jasmine sambac. Middle notes are iris, pink peppercorn, orange blossom, and the base is Turkish rose and musk. This represents truly what I love about Diptyque fragrances. They blend old and new worlds better than any that I've come across. Alright, that concludes this video. Please don't feel compelled to purchase any of the products that I spoke of today. I'd be far more interested to know what sample sizes sang their siren song to you, What sample size products did you dip into and thoroughly test before you decided they are part of who you are, part of your theater of identity? Please share that in the comments section below. If you pick up this idea in your video, please do tag me. I would love to watch what you do and see what products are elemental to who you are. Thank you again for spending your evening with me. Ciao.